Good morning. My name is John with the Pine Tree, and I have the great pleasure of being here with Larry Cornish again this morning. Hey, thanks for letting us come into here and doing what is a little quarterly update on the hospital.
What's been going on and what's going to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's, I know when we did before, we were just leading up to the career day at Toyon. Mm-hmm. So that was tell us how it turned out.
Well, you were there.
I was,
so,
yeah.
You sensed the excitement, but we did a health career vocational day at Toyon Middle School in March, and about 250 eighth graders came through, which set up like a career day, but it was all vocations related to healthcare, including first responders. The California Highway Patrol had a booth, Sheriff's Department, Public Health. So it was not just the hospital.
Right.
But I think we had like 40 booths that were set up, representing about 80 different healthcare related vocations, from of course marketing to the clinical side, nursing, first responders, public health, as I mentioned. And 250 kids, 250 to 300. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, they were running through there.
They were. Some of them I know got a lot of information, good information about careers in healthcare. The whole intent was to expose them to opportunities in healthcare, especially in Calvert County.
Right.
We are trying our darndest to engage kids in potential vocations where they can go away to school, whether it be a vocational school or bachelor's program or master's program for that matter, and then they can come back to Calvert County and have a job that pays well and has a future for them right here. So we're real excited about that. We're going to do some more of them.
That's a great thing, because I think it's, you see the sense in the county now, especially with all economic development is the buzzword of late, with the economic realities we face, is it to be able to get good jobs in the area so kids don't have to leave, so they can come back and work here. And I think that's what you guys are doing is amazing, amazing thing.
Yep. And the whole economic package of Calvert County is pretty much dictates that we need to do some work in that area, and so we're real excited to be a part of it. And of course, Feliciano, he's president of the Calvert County Business Council now, and helping to drive that from a public sector and private sector actually, and so we're doing a lot, especially with kids.
Yeah.
And you'll see this as we kind of go through our agenda today. What other things we're doing.
I guess on the segue that is Bret Hart, you moved us up to the high school level a little bit. And,
yeah, we're pretty excited about that. We had the opportunity a couple weeks ago. Feliciano Hadron, our hospital president, and myself went down to Bret Hart High School and did a presentation in their new auditorium for the junior class. And it was about the top vocations in healthcare, the top 5 as we call them, clinical positions. And it was well received by the junior class, and you could get a sense. I sat there and spent most of the time watching and listening to the activity, and then we did a question and answer period afterward. But you could, the introduction was casual and tried to engage the kids, and then all of a sudden we started putting out the top 5 and what you needed to attain. Education-wise, to get that type of a job, a registered nurse, for instance, and how much you would get paid as soon as you signed up for a position. And at that point in time, you got a whole different feel about the audience.
The light bulbs went off.
Oh man, they were interested in their money. They were interested in taking vacations away from their parents, buying their own car, and living in their own house.
Right.
So it was really a surprise to see how much of a change.
The light bulb, the reality, the light was like, oh wow,
I could do that.
Yeah,
I've been struggling here, thinking about it, not really thinking about it, but all of a sudden, I can make $50,000. And there's as Feliciano told them, there are nurses here at our hospital that are making well into the 6 figures.
Wow.
And that got their attention real fast.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Right here in Calaveras County.
Right here in Calaveras County.
Yeah. That's a cool thing.
And it's 300 of us here at the hospital. 300 people, vocations here at this hospital. So and it was fun. and we'll do more of them. We're going to do more of these, do more of the health career days for the middle schools, and do everything we can to provide quality careers here in Calvert County.
Now, I guess on a little more back to on the healthcare side of it, you guys are offering some free screenings and stuff. I guess.
Yes.
What's going on with that front?
Well, we only have a few days left of our free cholesterol screening test. But for the last 3 years, we've partnered with the Seroptopus International of Calvert County in providing free cholesterol tests, lipid panels, and that's in April only. Is all you have to do is to go to your family physician or one of our 4 family medical centers, or come to the hospital and have your blood drawn. It doesn't cost you anything. The results go back to your practitioner or to you if you want them to. And so that's a great thing to make sure your cholesterol is in line with what it should be. We're also moving because of Mother's Day.
Right.
And we did this again last year too, but we offer free mammograms at our Family Medical Center in Arnold to celebrate Mother's Day. And we're doing this on May 5th through the 9th. All you have to do is call up the Family Medical Center at 795-4193, schedule an appointment. You can go up and have your mammogram done, and again the results go immediately to your family practice physician if you have one, or you could just have them stay at the clinic and they will contact you as soon as the results are back. And,
nice.
And it's a great, sweet deal.
Nice.
Also, it's in partnership with our hospital foundation.
Okay.
Because our hospital foundation, as you know, has this huge campaign to move toward digital mammography.
Right.
And there's quite a bit of difference between the analog, which we currently have, and the digital, where we need to be. So that's great. Great program.
Now, a little bit on this is from last weekend, but on the same thing, your Festival of Wine was last weekend, and that turned out pretty well.
Oh yeah, we're real pleased about it. Yesterday, Peggy Lucas, who's our executive director for the hospital foundation, came into my office with a big smile on her face. She had gone through and done zip codes on everybody who used a credit card.
Right.
And so, from a marketing standpoint, where are these people coming from?
Where are they coming from?
We had a 20% increase in people coming to the event over last year. And it was surprising to see that the majority of them were from outside of our typical market.
Right.
They came from the Bay Area, Sacramento, Livermore, Modesto, Stockton. So I think that this year probably tells us that we've reached that point in an event where all of a sudden it becomes big.
Right.
Big for the community, big for the hospital foundation, and so it was a great event. Of course, the weather helped too. It was a nice day.
But also, I mean, because that way isn't, and I'm probably not saying this right, but probably a significant portion of your customers then are people. Are they that have second homes that visit one of your clinics on a by incident basis, or I mean, especially in some of the maybe not significant, but do you see that as a part of your? Yeah,
I think that you're right. That there are probably some of these people that came that had their zip code or their mailing address or whatever you want to call it being in the Bay Area who have a second home in Arnold.
Right.
We hope that whatever the case, that we did see an increase, and a lot of them came from a market that we didn't see last year.
Yeah. So you made you grow the events just as a Northern California draw, rather
could be more regional than just for us. And there were so many people there that it used to be that when you did an event in Calvert County, every other person you saw was somebody new.
Right.
Well, that was not the case last Saturday, because I think that probably 9 out of the 10 people that we, as we went through Murphy's to all of these different venues, I didn't see that many that I knew.
And he knows just about everybody in the county.
I used to. It doesn't seem that way
now. Now we're getting into fair season. So this is, I guess, what this next month is going to be all frogs all the time kind of stuff, or what?
Yeah, we really like going to the frog jump. And this again is for the kids. We sincerely want our kids to grow up and develop good careers for themselves. And so we've kind of changed. Last year we were supportive of the more senior stuff. And this year we're supporting more of the kids' stuff. And that's what the fair is really about, is the kids and the 4-H's. So some of the things that we're doing, we're going to be sponsoring the Cowboys Kids Day, which is Thursday. Our thrift stores, the 2 thrift stores, are sponsoring once again the Junior Fair Board.
Yeah.
Great. We're going to be doing sponsoring the auction catalog, which is the catalog that, where all the kids sell their livestock that they've been maintaining for the last few months. And we're going to be sponsoring the official fair guide. So we've got the big spotlight on the backside representing the hospital and its 4 family medical centers. And the big thing that we do every year is to provide staffing, nurse staffing, clinical staffing for the first aid booth for all 5 days of the fair, 24 hours a day, free.
Wow.
So that's a huge community benefit. Doesn't cost the community anything for us to be there. We're there providing free first aid. And then helping out if they need, if somebody breaks a leg or something, we can help them out as they get to their transport back to wherever they need to go. So
very nice.
The fair is big for us. We enjoy being out there, and it's a great event for this community, for the kids.
Oh, and if you're just haven't watched much on the fair, caught up on the Calaveras County Fair is an amazing thing. Yes, it's the frog jump with all the historical stuff that goes along with that. But the auction, one of the things that they're sponsoring on the auction catalog, is this auction raises. It's actually bigger than the state fair auction.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they raise more money. Their 4-H is bigger than the state fair. So I was joking with Lori Giannini. Now they have to set their sights on attendance records for the fair. So now, if they pass the state fair on attendance, then we'll really.
Yeah, there really be something on it.
Yeah, but it's an amazing thing.
Is the auction going to be 2 days this year? Do you know?
I don't know. I haven't looked at this. I haven't looked at the exact schedule.
Need to look at the schedule. We also, our medical staff gets behind this as well, and the medical staff always ponies up to a certain amount of dollars that one of our staff members, in this case Peggy Sieber, who's one of our scrub nurses in the surgical area, she goes and actually bids on the livestock. And
so she's the bidder.
Yeah, she's the bidder. She's done a great job. It's a lot of fun. I sit by her. I don't understand how these guys know what they're doing. I mean, they don't even look at each other, and they know who's bidding on what, and it's a lot of fun to just watch.
I didn't go last year. I mean, I used to go to the auctions all the time when I was a kid with my mom and dad, but I haven't been to a cattle auction. I mean, I need to go.
It's fun. It's fun. It's just fun. You need to go.
Now, I guess also you've had some good things on physician recruitment. I was hearing over when you addressed the board a week or so ago.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah. We're doing well in physician recruitment, and it's an uphill struggle to get the right physicians to our hospital for various reasons. We've got some great pluses in our community, like the reason that you and I are probably living in Calaveras County. But there's also some other issues, like is there enough community to support new physicians, because they have to make a living, obviously. But we have done really well. We've hired a new director of physician recruitment and business development. His name is Roy Sheldon. He's been with us for a couple months. And we have 5 physicians, primary care and pediatricians, who are in various stages of their contract, their credentialing process that they have to go through in order to be put on the medical staff, active medical staff. And I think that within the next 30 or 90 days, certainly, that we will see at least 4 of these physicians coming onto the medical staff.
Nice.
And being out there in the community to support our audience. Yeah.
Just as an aside question, is part of CHW, do you move physicians laterally, or is it strictly on a hospital by hospital recruitment basis? I mean, I'm probably not saying this right.
Are there physicians who are on the medical staff of Mark Twain and on the medical staff at St. Joseph's and Stockton? And those
sure, yeah. Can you move them? I mean, is it easier to move them between entities?
It really doesn't happen that much, because a physician, he's going to practice where he lives by and large.
Right.
We do have certainly some agreements, maybe not in writing, but certainly agreements where if there is a patient who comes to our facility with, let's say, a heart attack,
Right.
that we would transfer them to the best possible healthcare resource available. And if that is St. Joseph's Medical Center,
Right.
which is an affiliate, then we would do that.
Okay.
It doesn't mean we have to,
Right.
but we would. And Stockton Cardiology, which is one of the big groups in Stockton, has a presence here in Calvert County. They have an office right here on our campus. So if a patient goes down to St. Joseph's Medical Center for cardiac treatment, they can have their follow-up visits here in Calvert County where they live. So it works out real well. Yeah. Same with OB.
Okay.
Dr. Gill's group is up
All right.
there.
Yeah, sorry to side, but I guess I was just thinking I don't know if there's you may have seen some of the press, and why I brought it up is what the different categorization, what the hospitalists are now, or some of the physicians that their practices. You guys probably don't have a need for those any of you yet, or
we're looking at that.
Yeah.
As hospitals grow,
right,
and change, because hospitals are changing all the time, physicians are changing all the time. One of the dynamics is that new physicians don't want to have to come to the hospital, especially if they live in Arnold.
Right.
They don't have to come down and do call. So if they can have an agreement with someone who does nothing but does call, then it works out well. But so we're looking at that.
Okay.
It's prudent for us to stay on top of those type of opportunities.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sideline.
Well, I'm glad I could answer it.
Yeah, there we go. Now, what's this about the infusion service? I guess,
okay. We are expanding our infusion services.
Okay.
Right now we do infusion services at Mark Twain Hospital. We do them for blood and we do them for antibiotics. And we have been doing those down in our outpatient surgery area just because we could.
Right.
That way we can use the same nurses for outpatient surgery as we can for infusion. But we're growing so fast right now that we've had to actually open up a new infusion area within the hospital. And so those rooms are now ready. They've got the right chairs. They've got the widescreen televisions and earphones so people can come in there, relax, watch their favorite CD on the television or DVD on the television, and have their infusion services in a new setting that is much more comfortable than being in outpatient surgery. The next step is to get into the chemotherapy, which we are evaluating and planning for in the near future, but we're just not there yet.
Yeah.
So we're going to start using this new area. I think it's on May 5th.
Okay.
It'll be great.
And I know this will probably, just while we were on that, is upcoming this weekend. I know you guys are supporting as well as the Relay for Life, and this will probably air right after that just about gets going. But you guys are gonna you guys always support that.
Yeah, that's a big event for this community. Actually, I think that from a community standpoint, and you look at per capita type figures, I think that we as a community provide more funding to the American Cancer Society through the Relay of Life than most communities, if not all communities in Calvert County.
Yeah.
Just because we're so giving to this type of activities.
Yeah.
And that's a reflection on how we feel about our family and friends and some of the problems that they've had to go through with cancer. And so, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, and I know. And well, anyway, thanks for doing what you do on that as well.
Yeah, we're really supportive of a lot of things in the community and in a lot of areas.
And I think sometimes people take that for granted. They don't. I think sometimes it's there's a tendency, in some ways, to take the largesse and for granted. I think people need to realize what you guys do.
It's amazing what we do. Last year, fiscal year, we supported over $8 million in unsponsored health care. $8 million is what we basically wrote off.
Yeah.
And 150 of that was directly toward doing things like the Relay for Life.
Got it.
Those type of sponsorship and activities.
Yeah.
So it's big.
All right. Well, I guess the next thing on the list is Occ Health, right? Is that?
Yep, Occ Health is just around the corner. In fact, our occupational health program starts on May 5th. St. Joseph's Medical Center in Stockton has a very, very, very excellent occupational health program for the San Joaquin market.
Got it.
And we partnered with them to bring that program to Calvert County to work with businesses for occupational health needs,
Good.
workers' compensation
Good.
and stuff. It's going to be located, physically located in Creekside Medical Center area in Angels Camp, Skelty Park area. And it starts up on May 5th. It's a good program. They've got a lot of people, a lot of businesses in Calvert County already signed up for the program,
good.
which is big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an excellent program. And it's all under the hospital name, our hospital, which is great. Another service for the community.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, what's exciting on the Family Medical Center front?
Oh man, it just never ends. There's so much.
We'll move to an hour show next year.
Yeah, we're going to have to. There's so much going on, not just in the family medical centers, but here at the hospital with upgrades. You know, we got all new flooring. The place looks great. Furniture. It's just really exciting to be able to do these things for our patients and make them feel comfortable about coming to the hospital, and everything is just sparkling. At the family medical centers, we're just growing like crazy, and we're bulging at the seams, even though we've added 3 new treatment rooms for Angels Camp and moving our imaging center off away from the clinic or the family medical center. But we found, and we're doing the Copperopolis Town Square.
That's
you know,
right.
You know about
That's
that.
right.
So we're working with Rudy Ortega, the architect, on that, and getting down to the nitty-gritty as far as the design goes. And it still looks like we're going to be on track for sometime around this time next year for opening that new Family Medical Center in the Coppertown Square. But we also recently went out for proposals to 6 developers within Calvert County for building new family medical centers in Valley Springs and the Angels Camp to relocate.
So you have your own campus, so to speak, instead of in the strip.
There you
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, we're real excited about that. Now I haven't had a chance, to be honest with you, to go through these proposals to see, if they make sense. And then of course there's this process with talking about it through the administrative team, and then talking to the board of directors who provide the direction for our operation. But yeah, in the next 3 years we should be seeing new facilities for our patients in the communities of Angels Camp, Copperopolis, and Valley Springs.
Nice.
And that's going to be really nice. And it will be full-blown. I mean, it's going to have imaging, and it's going to have, occupational medicine will probably relocate, occupational health.
Right.
So that's exciting.
So you have your own facility, so to speak. It allows you a
big
lot
building.
more options.
Yeah, you just one-stop shopping, so to speak.
Yeah.
Sounds like a commercial for cars.
Well, I guess I guess it opens for a lot more outpatient services in general, right?
Yes.
If you have those.
And there's going to be a
facilities.
concentration in each one for a specific section, demographic of the.
Right.
Like a women's center needs to be in Angels Camp. We know that. We need to have a big imaging center somewhere. That's probably going to be Angels Camp. You've got Valley Springs with pediatrics.
Got it.
So we're having emphasis on pediatrics in the Valley Springs, and Copperopolis is more retirees and seniors. So we'll probably do things like cardiac rehab or physical therapy.
Right.
Something that's more geared toward the older population.
Yeah. See, they were speaking of physical therapy. We went to a general plan update meeting down there a couple nights ago, and they're looking at putting a lot more bike trails and walk trails along some of these new developments. So So it looks like Copperopolis will actually become a really bike and pedestrian friendly town, more so than, which is, well, if they need rehab, they can,
Get out there and ride your bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. that Coppertown Square is so exciting. I mean, can you imagine the opportunity to live in a brand new city?
Yeah.
Well, basically, that's what they've got, a brand new city.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new infrastructure, brand new buildings, the feel of the country, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and I know one of the things that just ties in a little bit to the hospital stuff is we're going to be, as we talk about economic development in the county and stuff, you're going to see a lot more push from a lot of people to be is the shop local, because it does matter. It does matter what hospital you go to, what clinic you go to, what business, because there's a lot of stuff. And if your dollars are spent here locally, a huge percentage of them stays here locally, and it's we ship too many of our dollars outside of the county.
Yeah,
We need to.
we do.
Spend
And I'm glad that there seems to be this synergy between the county, the private sector, and City of Angels to work on something together for economic development, because it's been a long time coming. I was looking at something today as I was going through some filing this morning and came across something from the old Calaveras County Economic Development Company. I don't know whether that's even in existence. I think their
website's up, but that's still I think that's about it.
Yeah. But they struggle so hard to bring economic development to this county, 10, 15, probably longer than that, and they were never really successful. And I don't know why that happened, but I'm glad it looks like it's something that's going to happen now.
Well, I think there's a real sense that, like the things that you're doing with your economic, with your job fairs at the middle school, I think there's a real sense that as the county matures, no, it's not just bringing a big box store or something, or even if we want one, but it's just the county is an ecosystem itself. Just make it better and better and better. So
it's a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
It is a sense of urgency. We need to do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
My list is done.
Your list is done. We'll be back next quarter with this, and you'll see this on the site several times, and also we'll put it up on cable as well. So, thank you very much.